pleasure down to play with the sexy scaly bots. Super sexy skeletons will bone you down tonight. Bump and grind and rattle, and they're fun and worth the fright.
Hello and welcome to the Roll for Hotness podcast. My name is Lucas Quinn and I am your DM. And with me I have a band of adventurers who are ready to face the horrors of the day. Say hello, heroes.
Hello.
And who do we have with us today?
Hi, my name is Javi and I'm playing Rannagon. My random tidbit for Rannagon is that he loves to smell good and his favorite smell is sandalwood.
Lovely.
Nice.
Hi, I'm Yuki, and I'm playing Reiya. And a fun little tidbit about Reiya, she loves seafood. Favorite type of food.
Okay.
That's it.
That sounds kind of smelly too.
You sound smelly.
Yeah, that sounds really smelly. Is she like shrimp? She like the roach of the sea?
Look, if it's seafood, she'll eat it.
Are you more of a fish traditionalist, or are you open to mollusks and
She's pretty open, I think.
pretty open? Okay.
If it
Okay,
comes out of the water, she'll eat it.
All right, well, moving on. Vin.
I'm Sami, and I will be playing Ven'hareth, and I have yet to perform a successful lobotomy. That is my tidbit.
Okay, I have a question about what counts as a successful
No follow-up
lobotomy.
questions, unfortunately.
Does that mean they live? Does that count as successful lobotomy, or do they maintain their full mental capabilities? Like, what direction is an unsuccessful
That is top
lobotomy?
security information. I
Okay.
cannot disclose that, unfortunately.
A little frightened. As someone that could probably use a lobotomy. Riley's side-eyeing you.
Going to have to write in lobotomy for session 1. See, we got to get the answer to this.
I am Ruffen, speaking for Riley Cinders, and my tidbit is that Riley has never eaten a kiwi, but she's open to try it.
That's my favorite
I
kind of
have
attitude.
Kiwi?
I have kiwis
Yeah.
upstairs in my fridge. I could grab her one,
Unless she's open to try it, she's not going to make any judgments until she bites into it and feels the juice running down her chin.
Do you think she would just, take a bite out of it and, not take the skin off? She would just, chomp
Oh,
it?
yeah. 100%.
Well, thank you guys for these little tidbits about your characters. Let's get going. So last episode, we dove into some of the lore about the world of Xaldin, learned about the history of how the world was created by a demon lord by the name of Casaban, who created it for his human lover, Lazara. How the majority of this world were tieflings until a gateway from the plane of Elsewhere allowed fae, monsters, and night creatures to escape its hellish domain. These two sides, the Empire and the people of Elsewhere, are at odds after many battles throughout the previous centuries. While things are peaceful for these two sides at this time, horrors still stalk the land of the two continents of Xaldin, Lazaran to the east and Osmidia to the west. Today, we find ourselves within the continent of Lazaran, in a large city named Haust, which resides on the western side of the continent, positioned between the Dewdrop Sea and the Alden Forest. On its outskirts sit many plots of farming lands that move their produce to the other areas around Xaldin. The city itself is comprised of buildings made from stone and dark oak wood, taken from the forest nearby. The city stretches for many, many miles in every direction from its center, which at its center point is the hub of the city's greatest purpose, the marketplace. Haust is one of the pinnacle cities of trade and commerce in Lazaran, but its most notable point is that it is a bit removed from the Empire, who do most of their commerce in Callaway, the port city to the north. Haust has more of a focus on the people of Lazaran than the Empire, making it both more of a personable trading spot and one with more dark dealings than anywhere else. The notable organization called the Fair Coin Brigade operates out of the city very much in the public eye of its people. While they stay secretive in their dealings elsewhere, here in Haust, their names are plastered upon walls, their personal merchants are selling their wares in the streets, and they always are taking mercenaries. So, many people would come to Haust looking for work, especially those not wanting to be invested with the Empire. With that said, we look over south of the market, where collections of taverns rest between bundles of homes knitted closely together, their roofs in disarray and pieces of their stone coming apart. We turn into the doors of a tavern, where all adventures must start. We see a human tiefling sitting at a table with 2 other men, an Ojai and a royal red. The bar is fairly in order, with a sea of old wooden tables and stools spread out along its space. There is a dark shade across the tavern as it sits resting in the faint light in which secretive deals are made. Hav, would you please describe your character, and would you roll for hotness?
Okay, so my character is a pretty average-sized male. He's 5'11", long black hair, kind of covers one of his eyes, next to his horns. And he's usually at the bar just making friends with people before he gets into any jobs. He just kind of like wants to make people happy all the time, so that's always his first thing to do. And so he's sitting there. He probably just bought the next round for them without telling them, just to put a smile on their faces.
All right. And give me that roll.
Okay.
Let's see how hot Rannagon really is.
First roll of the night.
Oh God.
Let's see. All right.
Now, these numbers may change over time.
Oh, yeah, it's 17.
You might wake up really messy, or maybe you've just had some good beauty sleep and you are gorgeous. But with a 17,
He's feeling good today.
Rannagon's looking real nice today.
Mighty fine.
You catch some people looking out from other tables, like checking you out a little bit.
Whispering his head. I swear I could smell sandalwood, but like a tasteful amount.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Not too overpowering.
Man, it smells so good. That's probably why you smell good.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That's probably why you're so hot too. It really adds.
Sandalwood
to
does add a +3 to just good look rolls.
Absolutely.
Perfect.
Well, Rannagon, you've come to Haust seeking a mercenary job. That's left you sitting in front of these other 2 tieflings today. The Ojai with dark blue skin and pale, haunting eyes is named Salvador, and the red tiefling with a face stuck in a scowl is Brax. Both are from the mercenary sect of the Fair Coin Brigade. See, the Ojai, who has been the voice of the conversation so far, takes a quick swig of ale before speaking again. All right, my mountain-dwelling friend. As we've discussed, there is some coin waiting for you. You seem okay. Know your way around a fight from what I've gathered so far. We'll take you on for the job.
Oh, thank you, sir. That just made my day.
Yep, and thanks for the drinks, too. It's a nice little additive there.
Of course.
I hope you got more coin where that's coming from.
We'll see how this job goes. Maybe I'll buy us another round.
All right, well, details are, it's a security job. We've got an important client coming in today from overseas. Wants to make a few deals before returning back to Eula. Let's just say he ain't sitting right with the Empire right now, if you catch my drift. Right, well, if you have the discretion, then you've got the job, kid.
Say no more. I can do this.
Great. Finish your drink. We'll go pick up the client at the port after.
Okay. Well, Rannagon will look at his drink. It's about halfway done, and we'll just give it to someone at the table next to them.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Of course.
Hand it off to him. He's just you smell like sandalwood. Wow. It's quite lovely.
Thank you.
Handing your drink off to a stranger, a move that's really aided by that 17.
Right. Yeah, with a 17, he winks at you. You sure you don't want to have a drink with me?
Maybe after this job. I'll be back.
All right, I'll be here waiting.
Rannagon will just quick wink and turn back around.
Okay, so now we scurry on over to the north part of town, where even shadier dealings take place. Just above the market, there is a very large stone warehouse that is under heavy guard. What lies within its walls is partly secretive, but sometimes a charismatic bard can tear down those walls. We see a human woman trying to talk her way through the door now, as a very large human man blocks her path. This woman thinks there is some sort of betting ring inside for some reason. Ruffen, would you please describe your character and roll for hotness?
Riley is I think I said 5'6", so since we're listing height, human, woman.
Can't be changed after this, by the way.
Can't be changed.
I'll let you grow in size. We'll just say, so you aim shorter.
And growth spurt. Age 28 years old. Yeah, so she's got kind of like platinum blonde hair and a ponytail, She's got sick, like half circle shades. They're kind of tinted, like pinkish. Looks, like a person. Let's roll to see how much of a person.
Yeah, she sounds a little too cool. Let's see if you bring that down.
Cool. Well, she rolled a 15.
Okay.
So,
all right, 15 is pretty good.
Not like,
That's very positive. Since it's a 1 to 20 ratio, I think a 15 is really good.
Yeah.
You're at 75.
Very
So about a
positive
7.
on the person-looking scale.
Yeah, I'm not causing any awoogas, but respectable. Yeah. Okay, that's me, or Riley, the other me.
That is the you we have today.
Yes.
So this human man that's blocking your path speaks out to you. I've told you, small lady, this is just a shipping warehouse. If you really want to see a bunch of crates, just go down to the port.
Now, I have it on good authority that something very interesting is happening there. You don't need to lie to me. I'm really good at keeping my mouth shut. And then she kind of mimes, zipping her lips, throwing away the key, gives an exaggerated wink.
All right, well, I don't think winks are going to get you anywhere, and just because you can keep your mouth shut doesn't mean that this isn't a shipping warehouse. If you want to see how things are done here, I'm sorry, but it's just as you can go down to the port. It's pretty similar.
Oh, come on. Look, I really need to, turn things around a little bit, if you know what I mean. I've been on a bit of a losing streak, but I still got money to spend. I'm sure we could, if you just let me in, we could all have a grand old time.
Go ahead and give me a persuasion check for me.
All right, it's 18.
Okay, an 18. You see this human man he's still standing very, blocking the door, but his shoulders kind of relaxed. Listen, Fawn, you might be able to get in, but you've got to get an approval pass from the matron of games.
All right, now how do I go about that?
Right, she has a game shop in the market. Might be able to find her there midday. So take yourself down there and find her shop. If you come back with that, I'll let you in.
Is there any certain thing about the shop I should look for, like a little logo, like a signal, like do I do a bird call, hear something back, go in that direction, or the opposite of that direction? Is there a map?
All right, well, it's right in the center of the market square. It's called Madame Beatrice's Games.
All right, wonderful. I think I could find that. I'll be back before you know it. I'm excited to see those puppies run. I heard that the immovable rock, contrary to his name, is quite the shoe one. You know what I mean? I wink again.
We got something better than dog races here, sweetie.
I can't imagine anything much better than a bunch of puppies trying their best. But righto, and I'm gonna get finger guns and moonwalk backwards.
All right.
Around the corner, and then I'm gonna book it to the market square.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Riley starts heading away. You see the human gives you a small nod as you head off south to the market. Meanwhile, coming through the south entrance into the city, we see a human who has a shopping list in their hand. A collection full of bullet points sit upon the list, with everything ranging from ingredients to magical items. With the last circled twice, the cloak of the ethereal. It has a note right under it that says, "Paid for already. Pick up at Season of Change in Center Market." Underneath it, in bright, bold letters, is "Love Mom." The human scans over the list, looking for the first few shops at the southernmost edge of the central market. Sami, would you please describe your character and roll for hotness?
Oh yeah. So Ven'hareth is a human with brown skin, long black hair slicked back, and they wear simple clothing, but with a lot of golden rings around their fingers, both their hands. And you can see they move with purpose, and they scan this market with a piercing gaze, and they will just sigh and just say to themselves, well, let's get this done and head back home. And I'll just walk into the first shop that I know I will find the materials that I'm here for.
Sounds good. Let's see how hot Vin is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It sounds pretty hot. Moving with confidence, and confidence is half the battle.
Yeah. I mean,
It's true.
that is an 18.
God damn it.
Wow. Wow. Okay. Well, we're leaving up to Yuki to really change the tide of these scared hotness, but yep.
Fear.
Ven'hareth is extremely hot. Hottest so far.
Yeah. A model type of hot, everything.
Yeah, right. Well, with your shopping list in hand, you have the double circle magic item that you've come to Haust to pick up. So you are making your way to that location. But you've never been to Haust before, and well, once you get to the market, things get a bit overwhelming. You're looking for any shop that you can kind of get to, but you're definitely looking for where you can find this circled item. You know it's the most important. You stop in like a little corner shop for just a few of the supplies. There are a bit of ingredients, magical spell components for some. But as you come back out, you see the center market goes on for miles, being almost half of the city. Stores of every variety and flavor, taverns and entertainment aplenty. Many, many people are on the streets. Someone sees you looking around a bit in wonder and comes up to you. See, it's a royal red in some soft-looking leather armor that looks pretty new, curled back horns that help bring light to his plump face and kind eyes. This hefty man has a shield and a big blue insignia on it, which is a shield and sword next to each other. This is the insignia for the Shields of Zalden. He comes up to you. Hiya, what's your business here today?
Why must you inquire? Do I know you?
Oh, no, I don't know you. I'm sorry. I see that you are looking a little bit frantic around here. A lot of busyness. Your eyes are kind of wandering everywhere. You seem a little tense.
Well, I am always a bit tense around crowds. Yeah.
I'm just making sure you aren't up to any trouble now.
No trouble at all. I'm just picking up supplies for my shop back in Marston.
Oh, well, that's splendid then. Which shop are you heading to? Certain one in particular?
Sorry, what is your name?
Oh, my name is Timon.
Timon.
I'm a Shield of Zalden, protecting the city, making sure people are safe, that kind of thing, yeah?
Yeah, do I know it? Can I roll?
Yeah, go ahead and roll a history check.
Sure. That's an 8. Okay. I will pretend that I know. Yes, of course. I am. Yes.
Yeah. You're with an 8, like you notice the insignia looks maybe like slightly familiar, but you can't remember what it is. They definitely are in Marston, but you just you're not familiar with it at this time.
The travel must have shuffled my mind. It's not working properly. But yes, I'm all right. Thank you for asking.
Are you sure? Do you even know which way you're headed?
Yes, I am headed to. Oof, I forgot the name of the shop. What was it again? Let me write it down.
So you don't even know.
That is me, Sami, having 0 brain cells, trying to play a character with more than 1 brain cell.
I don't know. You seem a little bit lost. But it's a bit dead around here as far as trouble goes. So if you want, Timon here can show you around.
Oh, if that shuts you up for a second, then sure, you can accompany me.
Alrighty then, let the tour begin, and I'll tell you all about my life.
Great. Spare no detail.
You'll learn everything from Timon.
Perfect.
So Timon and Ven start to move deeper into the heart of the market as we float over to the port of Haust. The rest of the city, outside of its expansive marketplace, is littered with housing, scrunched up and bundled together. Many of its citizens are impoverished and living in deteriorating homes. Outside of the market is mostly a site like this, except for the main port of the city, which sits on the west looking out at the water. We see a new boat docking at this port as a few travelers from the Ojai Islands south of the continent of Lazaran settle their feet onto the wooden walkway. Amongst them is an Ojai tiefling who has never seen the main continent and looks out upon the port with its sea of boats and maze of wooden walkways with a bit of wonder. It's not much different than a port on the islands, at least not yet, but it's new. Yuki, would you please describe your character and roll for hotness?
All right, so Reiya is very short, very tiny, very thin. She looks very frail, with very pale blue skin and dark blue eyes. Hair is braided back. She's 5'2", I think is what I said. Yeah.
Small.
5'2", very small. She's wearing black and gray from head to toe, and she has a veil covering the lower half of her face, and a little rat sitting on her shoulder. See how this goes. Well, I would have preferred a 20 on, battle stuff, but I will take the 20.
And that did it.
Oh,
Oh, damn.
Very. Oh my God.
How is this
Okay, Nat
possible?
20.
You got
I win.
Yeah.
the wind
guys are-
blows
It's okay, now-
artfully, just not a strand out of the place, but
She's
movement
just
makes the sun
glowing.
Sparkle
You
to
guys-
the glistening hair.
I mean, I love your description. Yeah.
Oh my
Just
God.
The wind is catching the hair, floating
Yeah.
back.
She just looks so mysterious and ethereal.
As you step down onto the dock, you see all the boys and men working around the dock just turn their heads.
You get some
Oh, God.
Alukas.
Yeah, someone tries to write their number and give it to you, but it's just their home address. I can't believe you guys rolled all 15 and above.
It's okay. All of the rest of my rolls tonight are gonna be shit.
Yeah, that's how
Yeah,
you
fair.
I
roll.
guarantee it.
Yep.
It's time to, see how. I gotta start rolling for these NPCs too. We gotta go back and roll for Timon.
Yep.
Well, Reiya, you start to walk away from the ship that landed you here, and you're taking in the sights and sounds ahead of you. You see nearby a few other ships have settled down as well. The first is a very large vessel with a giant sun on its 5 large sails with long curly points. You see from the ship comes a man like you've never seen before. He has very sharp elvish ears, but with a pale orangish skin tone. You catch a glimpse of his eyes, which are a faint yellow. He is dressed in a very long robe, which trails out before him, has sharp claw-like hands. Some men are walking up to the figure. You see an Ojai, a red, and a human tiefling, which you've rarely seen. Give me a history check to see if you know the race of the roadman.
Remember how I said my rolls are gonna be shit?
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
I got a 1.
Oh
I got a
no.
1.
Wow, you just
Poetry.
flip-flopped. Yeah. Well, at least you're hot, but you don't know anything.
Hot but head empty.
You look at this man, it seems just very strange to you. You've never seen anything like it. You've never seen anyone like it. It almost seems like an oddity to you with a 1. You're in this new place. Now you're seeing a race you've never seen before. As you're like kind of staring and gawking at that for a moment, your attention is then grabbed in the direction of the ship that docked just before yours. You see, to the south, you hear some loud shouting sounds. Why don't you just turn back where you came from, you weird-looking freak? This ain't a place for your kind. Ray, you turn and you see a satyr. Well, roll me another history check. Do you know a satyr?
I have no idea. Let's see. Okay.
Pause for satyr.
16 total.
Okay, yeah, you know a satyr. So you turn.
There we go.
You see a satyr with fur dark as night. He has 3 black beaded eyes that are frantically looking around scared at a royal red man and a human man who are harassing him. You see the human man knocks the bag that is in his hands, which collapses into the water nearby. He goes to try and save it, but the red tiefling trips him, causing him to start to fall onto the dock himself. He grabs onto the edges of it, trying to hold on. Is there anything you'd like to do about this, Reiya?
I'll just continue to watch for a minute.
Yeah. You see, he's like gripping onto the boardwalk, and then the human man comes up and starts like stepping on his hand, trying to get him to fall into the water.
She'll just kind of keep staring because she's very confused.
You're just staring this, watching, and eventually they just like step on his feet and knock him into the water, and then they walk off, and you see the satyr's like trying to pull himself back up onto the boardwalk but having a hard time.
I'll go over and
Okay.
He's in the water, though. Are you going to eat him?
you bring up a good point. He suddenly looks
Yeah.
delicious now.
You liked everything in the sea.
I'll walk up and just kind of like kneel down and look at him and
Are you alright?
I'm a little wet here.
Yes, you are.
I could use a hand up if you got one.
Have 2.
Yeah, you seem to have two.
I'll reach down and try to help him up.
All right. Could you give me a strength check?
This is gonna go terribly.
Oh dear.
That's an 8 total.
Oh dear.
You try to grab him, your hand slips, and he splashes back into the water, and he's like starting to splash there. Go ahead and give me a dex check to see if you slip in or not.
God. Okay. Just a check.
Yeah.
21.
Okay. Yeah, so you're able to easily stay up. Just kind of let him go as soon as you started slipping, maybe.
Just nope.
A loud splash in the water. That's not really helping me much. Try again.
I could. Are there any places that you could get up easy?
I will roll a perception check.
How meta?
Oh dear.
No, no, the dice tell me that there's not. I can't see one. It's a little hard to see in the water here.
He's got some salt water in his eye.
Oh God.
It
Poor
burns.
boy. I'll attempt to help him up again. See if it goes a bit better. Patches will like crawl down my arm and try to grab one of his fingers as well.
Oh.
Little rat comes running down.
I rolled the exact same thing. It's an
Oh my
8.
God.
Perfect. Large splash in the water as the satyr falls back down.
Reiya's just basically like kneeling there on the edge, just like kind of putting her arm out and not really like pulling much.
And the satyr is not even noticing, doesn't know that you're not even giving it much of a try. We're going to jump over to the other side of the dock. Rannagon, we move ahead a bit in your part of this story. You've just met your important client. He is a summer shadow fae who is being referred to as Eldagon. You are at the docks as a few of his servants are grabbing some items from their ship. He is having a moment of conversation with your new colleague Salvador, the Ojai tiefling. You hear a loud splash in the nearby water, and then shortly after you hear another splash in the water, and it grabs your attention, as well as your two new colleagues in Eldagon. You see a satyr has fallen into the water. You see there is an Ojai woman who is trying to help him out, but then it doesn't go well, and he falls back down in again. The Fey man before you speaks. That's one of mine. May one of you check on him for me?
Sure, I can do that.
Yeah, Rannagon. How about you move your feet over there and make sure our client here has all his necessities while you do?
Yes, sir. He'll start walking over. A little bit of relief because him saying that he wanted to go help, but he was more preoccupied with the job.
Yeah, fair. So you definitely feel a little bit of relief being able to separate. You come over down the dock. You see two unsavory looking fellows have like walked away, and they're like laughing, seem to have been involved with this in some way. And you see this Ojai woman who's trying very half-heartedly to help the satyr out of the water. And you see the satyr just swimming in the water, salt in his eyes.
I'll look at her and just say, stand aside, please. I've got this.
If you fail, I'm gonna die.
I'm gonna use my rope to try to throw it out for him to grab it.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, he grabs onto the rope, and I'm gonna say, with the rope, you're gonna have advantage. Go ahead and try to pull him out of the water.
19.
Oh, thank God.
So, along the rope, the satyr's holding on for dear life not to fall in the water again, and you are able to pull the rope up and bring him back onto the dock. Oh, thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
You okay?
And thank you, miss. Thank you, miss. You tried.
Yes, I did.
I'm a little soaked.
Oh, well,
I didn't expect trouble here so fast.
it happens. That's, I'm clumsy too.
Oh, it wasn't clumsiness, I'm afraid.
Oh, what happened to you?
I suppose I was bullied because I'm a satyr.
Did those men push you in?
Yes. It's not very nice, is it?
Oh, no, that's not very nice. Just know they're probably doing that to make themselves feel better about something. They'll get what they deserve.
Yeah, probably. I bet they don't even have real jobs.
Probably not. Don't worry about it. If they bother you again, you let me know, okay?
Right, thank you, sir. Thank you, madame.
Sorry, I could not be of much help.
It's okay. It was help indeed, I feel. You tried. Did you just come in from the sea too, miss? I saw you coming off the boat. You were you caught everyone's eyes. Even the bullies looked over.
She just like blushes and just kind of nods.
I'll stick out a hand in her direction and say, "Hi, I'm Rannagon."
She looks kind of awkwardly at his hand and then at his face, back at his hand, and just kind of puts her hand out. Doesn't really like grab his hand, but you know how like in movies the ladies always like put their hand out for the guy to take. She kind of does that.
Reiya.
I'll take it with both hands and kind of shake on my own and put her hands out.
You see a little satyr hand comes out. My name is Daughtry.
Hello.
I'm just arriving too. I'm heading down to the market to drop off a package.
Oh, you're with you with Eldagon too?
Somewhat. I shouldn't really say his business, but his party pays for some of our service. I work for the USPS, the United Satyr Postal Service.
Oh, okay, I see. Well, I'll take you with me back that way. I kind of have to get back on the job.
Oh, okay. Would you like to come too, miss?
Sure. I'm not really sure where I am going, so
Oh, we'll show you around.
thank you.
Right. Well, it makes me feel very better to have you both along. But don't let me get in the way of your business here. Oh, crap. My bag's still in the water. All right. Just 1 second then. You see...
Hold on to
Time
this
to go
rope.
fishing.
Oh, no worries. I don't even need to leave the dock for this one. You see, he comes up to the side of the water. He's like looking into the water, and then shortly after, he casts a small spell, and a mage hand comes down into the water, and then pulls out a large carrying bag that he plops back onto his back. All right, all set. Well, sir, madame, let's go see the market, I guess.
Reiya just nods again.
So you and the USPS worker head on down. So Rannagon, are you going to bring him over to Eldagon? Are you going to bring them both over to Eldagon and the two others?
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, you bring them over to that side of the dock, and as Salvador sees you coming in, what's this?
These are, this is the satyr that, I was told to get.
Yes, but who is this other girl? I didn't say to bring any other stragglers along.
Oh, this is Reiya. She's, just here for the market.
What brings you to town, Reiya?
Oh, I am looking to become a hunter.
Not here for any other hunting business. Not hunting anyone in particular, are you?
No, I suppose I would be if I got a job, but I do not have that yet.
It's more hunting horrors, but... Alright, Rannagon. She follows behind if you're bringing them into town, but they split before we get to our destination. Got it?
Okay, perfect, sir.
Alright, Reiya. You tag far behind. Suppose you can follow us into town.
She nods again.
You see, Rannagon along with Reiya. You guys return back to the side of Eldagon and these two others and start to head into the market with them. You follow behind them and you move onto Realm Street, which is the main road that leads through the market and into its busiest spots. You follow Eldagon and these two other men to a large white square building in the middle of the market. Rannagon, if you want to brush Reiya away before you get there, please do. How do you guys want to handle that?
I'll just turn to her and point her in the direction of the nearest tavern to be a hunter. And so I'll just tell her, hey, need to drop you off. Sorry. If you can head that way, I'm sure you'll find what you're looking for.
Yeah, make a history check to see if you even know the way.
You're just like pointing me down an alley.
7.
Okay. So you wouldn't know that there is no hunters like headquarters here.
He's confidently pointing a small woman in a new city off in the wrong direction.
Yep. So you just point down Market Square very confidently, very believably, I would probably say.
Thank you, Mr. Rannagon.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Happy hunting.
She'll just start walking like down whatever way he pointed.
You see Daughtry falling behind you. I'll keep with you if that's okay. My package is just down this way a little bit more.
All right.
Do you head that way? Well, Rannagon, as you get to the white square building, you see Eldagon heads up to the dark oak doorway and opens it up, and Salvador turns back to look at you. You stay here and guard the door. We'll watch over the business inside. Got it?
Got it.
All right. See Salvador and the other tiefling follow Eldagon inside. I want you to go ahead and give me a perception check for your duration of this watch.
Nat 1.
Nat 1. Okay.
Oh, no.
We'll see how that
dear.
we'll see how that plays out here
no.
shortly. Riley, we find you walking into the market on Realm Street, looking for the game shop. Totally almost said GameStop.
Yeah, I'm like, gotta go buy some stocks. I hear it's all the rage.
Yep. So you look for GameStop. You see the streets are getting very crowded. It's a bit hard to get a good view of some of the shops you are passing. Go ahead and give me a perception check as well.
That's a 7.
It's not
Yeah,
great.
if I don't see it, I'm gonna ask for directions, I think.
Do you just want to stop someone random, or you kind of, as your perception, you're just seeing a lot of people walking by. You don't see like any kind of guides or any people that are really like idling about.
I'm gonna stop
having
somebody that
information.
doesn't seem like they're in a hurry, you know. And
Okay.
it's not
Yeah,
me
you
being
just-
considerate. Those people are more likely to help you.
You see a slower moving Vizian tiefling walking by.
Excuse me, good sir.
Oh, hello.
I'm looking for Madam Juice's GameStop.
Juices?
The juices for juice.
Patrice?
Yeah. Wait, say that again.
We don't sell vape juice
Vape
around
juice? Well, that's okay. I got plenty on me.
here. Oh, okay. So you mean Madame Vitrice's games? Yeah.
Sounds right.
Strange accent you got there. Where you from? Marston?
Thereabouts.
All right.
Or
Well,
elsewhere. Who knows?
It's gonna roll a raw history check to see if this guy knows where it's at.
Boom.
I'm not quite sure I know the name of it, but I'm not sure which way it is. Unfortunately so.
Well, thank you for your time. Pleasure meeting you.
Yep. Yeah, pleasure meeting you too.
I'm gonna stop the next person.
All right. All right. You stop the person that's moving a little bit quicker. You see it's a royal red woman running by. Yes. You stop someone
Look at him.
you stop someone that's sprinting down the street.
Whoa there, you might hurt yourself. Hey there, ma'am.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm in a hurry.
Oh, all right, go on. Get it.
Do you need something? I can maybe I
No,
can
I
stop
stopped
for
someone
just a
else.
moment.
You're in a hurry. Go ahead.
Okay, adios.
All right, I'll stop someone that's
I
not
don't know why
straight.
I don't know why we speak Spanish here. Okay, just give me a luck check. This person, see if you can get someone slow. Just a raw, just a regular D20.
Okay. 3.
Okay, you see another with a 3. You see someone else that's like really hurriedly walking down the street. Has like multiple bags in his hands. It's an Ojai tiefling.
Excuse me, sorry, don't mean to be a bother. I'm a little lost. I'm looking for a place.
You're kind of being a bother. I'm just saying. Don't you see I got a little bit of important matters here?
Oh, well, here's the cool thing about bothers. You know, if you address my concerns, that bother will leave. So, I'm looking for Madam Juice's game house.
Someone told you already that we don't sell vape juice.
I know, but I'm looking for the other things they sell. I heard there's a new expansion of Tower of Chickens, and I'm itching to get my hands on it. So, can you please help a
Seems
girl
like
out?
Patrice is very hard to say in your accent, lady.
I can say many words right fine. Vatusis?
Patrice?
Vatusis.
Yes, give me a persuasion check to see
Dear
if
Lord.
you can persuade this
Oh
guy.
man, that one. Jesus Christ.
Oh my god. This is just going to be your whole section here.
Just trying to get to this goddamn shop.
Catching people. This is a great outlook of how busy the market is, though. Just people not having time, and the one person gave you bad info, like didn't have the information.
All right.
I'm sorry, you're being too much of a bother.
All right, here's what I'm going to do.
Adios.
I'm going to take my harmonica, and I'm going to play the most shrill, loud note possible, and shout, "Can anybody tell me where the GameStop is?"
Give me a performance check.
There we go. Okay, 24.
Okay, so with the 24, I'm gonna say like for this, when you want it to sound bad, when you roll high on performance, you can control it how you want. If you roll it just bad, it's just gonna be bad. But if you roll it in the middle, you're accidentally gonna play well.
Okay.
For the times you're trying to do this. So with the 24, it sounds absolutely terrible, just like you wanted.
Man,
Crowd
this is
stopping.
like Dunkin' Donuts.
You see quite a few people stop and hear this. Would you stop that noise? That's so terrible.
You can buy my
Yes, quit it.
buy my silence with some easy words like, "Where is the GameStop?"
Why silence? I could just
I'm
walk
gonna play
away.
it louder. I'm gonna play it again.
Oh God, this is terrible. All right, okay. What do you want to know?
I'm looking for Madam Patrice's game thing, place of exchanges, store.
You're looking for the kiwi juice.
The kiwi juice. I'm not ready. This has been a stressful day. I'm not sure if I'm ready for that new experiences like that just yet.
All right, we're gonna roll with advantage since there's multiple people here now. Because the first one was a 7 for history. So this lady that's just fed up with your noise. It's fucking down there. Stop playing that goddamn harmonica.
I'm gonna give it one more little like. All right, thank you very kindly.
You see an egg gets thrown at you from somewhere else.
Can I dodge it?
Yeah. Go ahead and give me a dexterity savings throw then.
7.
7. Yep. So that's gonna be it hitting you square in the back.
Ow.
No damage for eggs, I don't think.
Yeah, no, I'll be like, "Hey, whoever do that, thanks for the omelet. It's hot enough out here. This will be fine in no time."
There's your tip, fucker.
All right, I'm gonna flip off in that general direction, and then moonwalk towards where I was directed.
Moonwalk. Okay.
I can't moonwalk that much precision. I'm gonna walk like a normal human.
Okay. You just walk like a normal human being, like
Alright.
a normal human being does, and everyone in the crowd says adios. I guess the market way of saying
For
goodbye.
For the people not throwing an egg, I'm giving him a little salute.
You see someone actually tosses you like a I was going to say $1. Someone actually tosses you like a gold coin.
Thank you kindly. Wait, a gold coin?
Yeah, single gold coin.
Damn. Not for the music, but for the show of it, I guess.
Yeah. Someone actually just liked you getting hit by an egg and thought that was funny.
I'll take it.
Perfect.
There's another little info morsel about Riley. She once spent a summer interning at medieval times, whatever the equivalent would be in medieval times, as the person in the like pillory, making jokes and getting tomatoes thrown at her. Anyway,
You're doing an in-game medieval times?
yeah, I'm doing an in-game info morsel.
So, I mean, it's not even called medieval times then, because it's the same time.
Yeah, I know. That's why it's not very popular.
It's just a stage show, like doing like historic events. I think
it's like going to a theme park about the regular, day-to-day life in your current area.
Yeah. So, Riley, you get pointed down the street a little bit, down Realm Street, and you've got a more general direction. So go ahead and give me a perception check with advantage as you're getting like to the right area. It's very low check since you're getting like in the immediate vicinity of where this place is.
Well, a 13 and a 12, so
Both would have done it. So as you get down there, you see a large sign that says Madame Vitrice's Games. As you approach this, you see a large closed sign on its front door. There is a large lock on the front door as well, and you see some windows on each of its sides. Those seem unprotected.
I'm gonna cast Minor Illusion on the closed sign to make it say open.
You go up and you knock on the door, and you wait, and no one comes and answers. It seems like no one's going to come to the door.
Well, I'm just gonna, I guess, lean outside the door and play my harmonica dejectedly while I figure out what to do next.
Okay.
I was really sad on seeing these puppies race, man.
You just want to sit outside?
Yeah,
and play your harmonica?
I'm like not playing like deliberately bad.
Okay.
Just kind of playing a sad old melody.
Sounds good.
Oh, but
Give me a performance check.
If I do start to hear the door open, I want to cast Minor Illusion to get on the sign to make it say open.
Okay, sounds good. Give me a performance check again to see how shitty you play this flute.
15.
Okay, 15 I would say is enough where it's you're still able to play it pretty bad.
Well, I'm trying to play it okay now.
Oh, okay, then you're
I'm
able
not
to play it.
deliberately playing it bad. I'm just biding my time. And as I start, to play my music, kind of rustling out of my bag comes Stirrups, an adorable little armadillo. Well, okay, he's pretty cute, but like most armadillos, when you get close, you notice they actually kind of got weird bits of hair. But he's, respectable armadillo. Can I roll for his hotness, please, amongst armadillos?
Absolutely.
Amongst armadillos.
Oh man, he's having a bad little fluff day for those little hairs,
Yeah, looking a
got a
little
5.
messy. Got some bedhead for the few little
Yeah.
the hairs that are sticking out. But you know what? He is confident.
Yeah.
Comes out, gets right on like your shoulder, nestles your neck a little bit, and just like watches you play harmonica.
The confidence of a stupid animal that doesn't understand perceptions of beauty.
Yeah, and I think it makes you look hotter having this thing.
Yeah, in contrast, that's what I keep him around for.
Meanwhile, Ven, you and the glorified city watchguard named Timon turn onto Realm Street and start to head up it. You're looking for Season of Change, the shop where the order is being delivered. You find it very quickly with Timon's help, since it is there right after you turn into the main market square. You see it is a very large, multicolored tent in the square that looks like a pop-up. Only recently put together. You see the sign Season of Change is kind of falling off, and the real title of the shop is underneath. You see it says Harlemane's Magic Item Emporium. Would you like to go in?
Yes, I will go in.
As you get in, you see a large collection of different magic items and ingredients hanging about the shop. There are already many people perusing the shelves that are propped about. And at the front, you see the merchant. You see a very tall and lengthy Vizian man with a top hat, a very curly mustache, wearing a rainbow-colored tailored suit. Just before them, you see a satyr standing next to an Ojai woman. The satyr is motioning a package onto the table, but not handing it over to the merchant yet. Would you like an ear on the conversation?
Sure, why not?
Reiya, you've come with Daughtry all the way to this magical item shop on Realm Street. Very kind of you. You see, he stops there while you're still looking for the hunter shop. Two of you get to the counter, and now there seems to be a payment issue. And Daughtry's speaking up. Excuse me, I can't hand over this package unless all expenses are paid for. If your client has not paid all the shipping fees personally to our department, we cannot complete the delivery. And Ven and Reiya, you see the merchant is getting flustered a bit and starting to take out his wallet. Reiya, I want you to roll perception.
8 total. I'm too distracted by all of the different items along the wall that I'm staring at.
You don't see Ven listening in or Timon back in the back. Ven'hareth, this market guy, sees you. He says, Ven, there you are.
Harleman, good to see you. Do you have the package that...
Oh, well, we were just discussing the price of the shipment. Seems your parents didn't quite complete their installment to the satyrs here. but no worries. I shall handle that for you, friend.
Well, get on it.
Yeah, you see, Harleman gives Daughtry some money, and then looks to Reiya. A new Ojai employee to the satyr post. Are you here for some wares?
I'm not. I am not here for anything. I am here for work.
Yes. What kind of work?
Hunter.
Oh, well, maybe Ven here might be able to give you a few words about that.
A fellow hunter enthusiast, are you?
I am not sure about enthusiast, but I do need work.
Oh, so a money enthusiast.
Sure.
Well, mother and father might have some insight to the hunter's life, but I'm not quite there yet, although I do wish to apply to become one day.
Do you know where one goes to apply?
Well, I suppose you would have to contact one of their headquarters. There are many scattered around Zalden.
Happen to know where the closest one is?
Do I happen to know where the closest one is?
Give me a history check.
Oh, a history check?
Yep.
Okay. That's a 10.
So you don't know that well. You know, Marston has a small outpost. So some people could come there and try to get applications, but the majority of the hunter work, there are other areas, but you're not sure exactly where there are. But you do know of the 2 warden posts. So there's the north and the south warden, and they look over Dreadshire, which is actually a cursed place, basically, of undead. And the hunters are heavily posted up there now. There are different areas of where they actually take normal people application of people that don't want to come to the area of the cursed place, but you're not quite sure where they are. You know, maybe that she might be able to come to Marston and get some more information about it.
All right. Well, Marston has a small outpost if you're interested, but I'm not sure if they can really help you there. You're welcome to try.
Well, I do suppose that would be a good place to start.
It would be a good place to start.
Thank you. I appreciate the information.
Of course.
You see, Harleman looks to you, Ven. Well, Ven, it'll be just a moment to prepare this item for you and sign these papers. Why don't you have a look around? Say, for you, Reiya, are you hanging out with the satyr here, or what is your plan?
I am not really sure.
She just kind of continues, just staring at all of the different items.
Yeah, you're taking a look over there. You see Daughtry is placing these papers for Harleman to sign as the paying recipient and receiver. It looks back to you, says, well, I do have another shipment to make in a few other areas. If you'd like to tag along with me, I might be able to get you some more hunter information.
That would be lovely. I could also see more of the city.
Oh, yes. Well, I'm talking about other cities. Right? I got to go to Callaway and then Marston, and then maybe we can travel to Cresttown.
That is even better.
I like meeting new friends, so this is kind of fun. I usually do this work alone, but, maybe I could give you a coin or two.
Reiya's just kind of nodding.
While that's getting prepared, you're going to take a look around the shop. I think since we didn't do it earlier, let's go ahead and roll, since Timon and Daughtry are in the same room, to see which one of them is hotter. Okay, that's a nat 20 for Daughtry.
Yes, that's my man, Daughtry.
Hell yeah, go Daughtry.
I'm pretty hot. Timon got a 14, so he's a bit, he's all right. He's pretty good.
Not
he's got some
shabby.
chunk, but he's wearing it well.
Nothing wrong
And
with
then
a
for-
bit of chunky.
Harleman, this very elegant, curled mustache, tall Vizian, rolled a 3.
Oh dear.
You almost get a sense of uneasiness around him. I'm gonna maybe say he does have some wrinkles. His face could use some work, but a lot of this uneasiness is kind of wearing onto you and making him kind of unattractive in that way. Okay, now that we got our hot rolls out of the way, Rannagon, Riley, I want you to give me perception checks.
Nat 1.
14.
Oh dear.
I'm sick of this. I'm using a luck point, man. 12.
There you go.
Okay. You both see a figure run into one of the alleyways, run between alleyways from one side to the other. You see a man dressed in black with like a blackness clouding his face, runs into a nearby alleyway.
That seems interesting. I want to go snoop around, I guess. Or, yeah, Riley's going to go snoop around because this door seems to be a bit of a bust.
Rannagon?
I guess I'm stuck here.
Okay. You're going to hang out in front of the door?
Yep, just doing my job.
Sounds good. All right, Riley. You run to follow the person in the alleyway.
I want to do it sneakily.
Give me a stealth
To
check.
avoid being seen.
Just
Oh, what? Are you fucking serious? Another nat
Dear
one.
Lord.
All right.
Okay.
You know what? I'm sick of this. We're doing another fucking luck point, man. 7. Ah. Well, at least it's not a
Okay.
crit fail.
But still with a 7, you're like kind of banging a little bit. Like something in your pack's like rattling as you come down. Ray and Vin, will you give me perception checks?
17.
Nat 1.
Okay.
Oh dear.
All right.
This dice is going
so-
to jail. I'm getting a different dice.
That's dice jail time. Ray, you don't hear anything. Vin, you hear some loud rattling coming behind the tent where it's not like the main market street. As Riley follows a shape into an alleyway, it's this loud rattling. You see Harlemagne looks up. There's should not be anyone behind the shop. That's not good.
Would you like me to check it?
Oh, sure. If you would, Vin, I can get to finalize on your package here, and
Sure. Not like I'm doing anything else. Of course. Yeah, I'll look around to the back.
sounds good. You follow into the alleyway. Do you want to stealth?
Yeah, I'll actually send Duchess ahead just to scout. So from one of my bracelets, there's a golden beetle attached to it, and she just pops off and flies ahead of me.
That's so cool.
That's pretty cool. Can you like see through it, or is it?
No, but I can speak to her, so just have her go and come back and tell me what the situation is.
Gotcha. Okay. So you're like hanging out at the front of the alleyway, I guess. As Riley fucking bangs down the alleyway. So Riley, as you come down through this alleyway and you're following this man in black, who, let's see if he hears you. You get to like a larger like square part of this alleyway that opens up just a little bit before narrowing and going down another street, and you see a large cage that's in the middle here, and this man was like approaching it, but then here's the rattling coming behind him. You see him turn and like look at you, starts running again. Does not finish the business that he was doing. You see in the cage that was there, you see a skeleton that is there inside of it, that is slowly lumbering about inside of it, this large cage. So this man just abandoned it and kept running. What do you want to do?
I want to go up to the skeleton and be like, well, howdy there. Can you speak without a tongue and lips? Not very well, it seems. That's alright, I have trouble myself sometimes.
See, intelligence is really bad.
Can you nod or shake your head in response to questions?
Doesn't move the head, just...
No, alright.
Duchess comes down. I still probably need a stealth for Duchess. And
Yep, sure.
a perception from Riley to see if she notices it.
Let's get my next... Oh, I got an 18 finally, okay.
Vin rolled a nat 20.
Yeah.
You know, I
Rough.
finally rolled a
Rough.
decent roll for an 18, and then you roll a nat 20.
Well,
So,
well,
So here's what happens. Riley, you're taking a peek at this like skeleton, pretty unfazed by it here in the middle of a market square, in a cage. Something strange. It reaches like a hand out at you with a long, and you kind of back up maybe just a few paces, and you think you hear something behind you. You turn and look, but you see nothing there. Duchess
Spooky, did
has
you do that?
The Duchess has just like jumped behind like some garbage that was in there, and how small Duchess is, hides very, very easily behind it as you turn around and don't see anything.
Now, I mean this in the best way possible, but you're so unsettling, I think I'm hearing things.
Ugh.
That's alright, we all have our struggles. Well-
Duchess returns back to you. very shortly after that, Ven, and is able to tell you that there's a woman with a caged skeleton in the alley.
Well, I will look a bit puzzled at Duchess. I'll just go in to see it for myself.
Yeah, what is this voice for Duchess? Maybe.
Well,
How does it talk to you?
I don't think she actually talks.
Like telepathic.
It's more like, yeah.
A telepathic connect.
Oh, but wouldn't it be cute if it's like one of those things where it just chitters and you can somehow understand? Like, you don't say.
Here's what Duchess comes and says to you. Cheat, 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 cheat.
Yes. So, of course. Perfect. Well, that sounds mildly amusing. Let's see it for myself. And I'll walk in stealthily too, but I don't think I'll have as much luck as Duchess. Let's see. That is a 7.
So you hear some footsteps coming back. Maybe start to realize that this is a kind of guilty-looking position that you're in, unless you use your words.
Yeah, I'm gonna address the person.
Okay. You turn around behind you, and you see a very hot human coming down.
With a lot of gold jewelry.
Yep.
Yes.
Now, isn't this the most strangest thing? And I gesture to the skeleton.
I'll just look her from her head to her toe and raise an eyebrow.
Yeah, I
Sure.
thought so too, and I'm gonna raise an eyebrow in response.
You do realize that this looks extremely strange.
Yeah,
Do-
I'm
do
having
you
that
have-
sort of day. I agree, it looks very strange.
Do you have nothing to say for yourself?
Well, I mean, there's no, like, fence or anything. Anybody can wander back here just like I did. I have something to say that will make me sound more suspicious, but I'm gonna say it because I'm in the mood for it. Do you think this fella has bad intentions? Do you think if given an opportunity he would attack people? Or do you think he's misunderstood?
I think it barely has intentions at all. It's a skeleton.
That makes
Can
sense.
it talk?
If you said something a little less sensible, I was going to ask you to put money on it. I'm debating about being a bit of a freedom fighter here, not going to lie. My heart goes out to the little man in a cage.
You want to set it free?
Or maybe I have a better idea. Can you scrape this egg off my back? He's hungry.
Oh dear, I do not think the skeleton eats, madam.
Reiya's just gonna kind of, out of curiosity, walk out of the back of the shop and look down to see what they're doing.
Yeah, you saw Vin leave at least, even with a 1. I think you turn and see. You didn't actually see Vin leave, but you saw that they were just gone when he turned around. You're like, oh, they must have went outside.
Maybe the lack of eating's his problem. Maybe that's how he got to be a skeleton in the first place.
So you're telling me this is not your skeleton?
No, I'd treat him much better than this.
Fair enough. Was anyone else around here? First of
Oh
all,
yeah,
I
there
would
was
like
a person. They ran off.
I would like to roll insight on Riley, just to see. I'm very puzzled. That is a 20, not that, but a 20.
She's not lying.
Anyways, was someone here before you?
Yeah.
Well, who? Do you know this person?
I don't know. They ran off. They're acting pretty suspicious, I guess. Probably they're the owner of the skeleton, given
Well,
their,
Do you
crafty
have a
looking
physical
nature.
description?
Yeah. They were. I don't know, gesture about how tall they were, and they were in a black cloak, right?
Yeah, black clothes is what you saw, and there was a cloak over top, so you couldn't see exactly what kind of armor they were wearing underneath. But yeah.
Yeah, they were about this tall and wearing a black cloak, so that's about the base description I can give you. Either I'm very frightening or they're very scaredable. That's a word for somebody who gets scared easily, because they took off as soon as they saw me.
Oh, yes.
Probably afraid I was gonna, give them a piece of my mind for treating the skeleton so poorly.
I do not think the skeleton minds. It
See,
seems to act on basic instinct.
Mr. Skeleton, do you mind your situation? Can I do an insight on the skeleton?
Yeah. So 2 things. The skeleton rolled a 7, so it's not a super sexy skeleton, unfortunately.
Aww.
It's a pretty
Oh.
ordinary skeleton.
Same.
Charity case.
A little on the ugly side.
No boning.
And then Reiya, you hear just some faint talking coming down from the street after trying to look for where Vin went for a minute. And you start to walk down that way. And Rannagon, you see that 3 people have gone into this alleyway now. Actually 4, including the man in black. Does that pique your interest, or are you going to hold the door?
Can I use my divine sense?
Sure. How's that read? Presence of strong evil registers on your senses like noxious odor. Powerful good rings like heavenly music in your ear. As action, you can open your awareness to detect such forces. Until the end of your next turn, you know the location of any celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet of you. They're not behind total cover. So total cover would be these walls. So if you use it, you'd have to go down through the alleyway to really like pick up on anything. So it depends. If you want to go a little bit into the alleyway just to check it out, or
I'll go just to see, just for a second, but keep an eye on the door.
okay.
Well,
All right. So we're gonna pick up from Reiya first, going down. Reiya, you come down. You see Ven talking to a woman that is in front of a cage with a skeleton inside of it.
Can I just like walk up and like go up to the cage and start like inspecting the skeleton, basically?
You just walk right next to Riley,
Yeah,
not paying much
exactly.
attention.
Just kind of
to
ignore
her.
them.
Yeah, give me a investigation check.
Oh well, this dice is being much nicer. It's a nat 20.
Okay. You see that it's just a bunch of bones for the most part, like normal skeleton face that has a little like jaw that could bite down, normal tiefling jaw. This is definitely a skeleton of a tiefling that has been reanimated, and everything seems pretty normal. Has little remnants of flesh still on parts of its bone, but the thing that strikes you as odd is there is a arcane mark on the top left of its skull, on like the side of its head.
Hello there, ma'am. Are you acquainted with this here skeleton?
No.
I see. So now here we are, 3 strangers in an alley with a skeleton that we are now responsible for, I guess. Or I guess we could just leave.
Rannagon, you're approaching the alleyway, and you hear that you hear 3 strangers in an alleyway with a skeleton. That definitely piques your curiosity. That's like danger close to your job, basically. A skeleton anywhere in this city.
yeah. So then I'll use my divine sense once I see them.
Okay, yeah, you're coming down there and you're picking up. So I guess with divine senses, it does pick up fiends. I'll say like you get like almost a light reading from some of like the tieflings, even from yourself. So some from Reiya, but you know that it's not part of your divine sense. It's just like a light reading that you're used to in this world of tieflings mostly. But the skeleton is undead and piquing a lot of your divine sense. So while you're looking at that, Reiya, what were you going to say?
Can I do any sort of check to see if I recognize the arcane mark?
Yeah, go ahead and give me a Arcana check.
22.
So with a 22, you know that the mark is definitely, well, I guess we already said arcane mark. It's definitely an arcane in nature. It is a symbol of a circle being pierced by a line with 4 small triangles pointing outwards on the outside of the circle. You know that this is a combination of enchantment and transmutation magic. But you don't recognize the symbol per se. Like you don't know what it does, but you know what kind of magic it is. But it isn't something you've seen before. It's not part of like any kind of school or any kind of like spells that you know.
All right. And I'll just, while inspecting it, just ask,
Do either of you know anything about this symbol?
Yeah, can I roll an Arcana check to see?
Sure.
23, not a net.
You pick up exactly what Reiya does. You know what kind of magic it is. You can sense all its properties of that, but you can't exactly tell what it does.
Mm-hmm.
It's a mark of some kind of nature, almost kind of like a magical tattoo.
Hmm.
Can I do a check, like not like what magic it is, but like if it's like recognizable, like if I've seen it somewhere else, or if it's
Sure.
a certain
History
group of
check.
people are known. Okay, 19.
Even though it's a good number, you have not seen it before, so it's hard to pick up anything from the history check.
Now I don't recognize that, and I'm pretty well traveled.
Yes, it does seem to be a novelty symbol. Now the question is the figure that you spotted here before the one who created the symbol in the skull, or did this skeleton have it before its own death?
Or if the skeleton doesn't have intentions, as you have supposed, what is the intention of the cloaked figure?
I'll go ahead and go. Do you know where that cloaked figure went? As I'm just like walking up.
4 strangers.
Hi, Reiya.
Hello?
I'm gonna point in the direction. They took off around those pots.
Well, I thought at first it was one of you's skeletons on a job and keeping an eye out for any shady things going on, protecting someone.
Nah, I reckon if I had a skeleton that I was trying to hide, I wouldn't put it in a place so easily accessed by 4 random people.
Well, I have a bad feeling about this. It's in a cage, so whoever...
I know, the poor thing.
Why do you suppose someone would make a skeleton animated again and then stick it in a cage?
Maybe the person was going to let it out.
As you say that, you hear a scream coming from the main streets. After you guys have all kind of like spent a little bit of time here talking about it, you just hear a very loud woman screaming, and then you hear another scream after that.
I'll turn around, sword out, and just run out of the alley.
Okay. Would the rest of you guys like to do that?
Sure,
I'll,
why not?
I'll follow along, yes.
Yeah, I'll follow.
Sounds good. As you guys start running, give me a perception check.
Nat 20.
12.
Okay. I want a dexterity saving throw from Riley.
22.
You see this arm of the skeleton tries to stretch out and grab you, and you see its
Our friend
head.
in the cage.
Yeah, because you were close to it, but still far away, and it's not able to reach you, and you're able to, step forward a little bit to make sure. And you see it's like snapping its head. It's got some kind of aggression in it. It's moving it around, looking at all of you, and then it kind of like steps back almost a little bit confused, and looks at the cage around it, just like it's like noticing it for the first time. With a nat 20 perception, Rannagon, you see this and Ven. You see this arcane mark on its head has glowed blue. It's filled in all the lines of the symbol. It's like it was dull and now it's not. It's a blue, bright, arcane energy coming from it.
Now, stranger number 1, I probably should have made a bet with you because I do think this skeleton has intentions and I think they're bad.
And I have a feeling it's not the only one either. In that case, after our back and forth, I'm gonna just stab it.
Yeah, so since it's in the cage, you could just stab it as many times until it dies. You just jab into the skeleton, breaking apart its bones until it collapses into a pile of bones.
Oof, remind me not to make a grab at you.
Hey, what's grabbing at you? I'm just defending you.
Aw, shucks.
Okay, so you guys head to the street.
Oh, before
And-
Reiya leaves, as everyone else leaves, she's just gonna kneel down and druidcraft a little white lily and just place it on the skeleton.
No. Lovely. You see Patches. You see Patches comes down, has like a little flower petal and drops it on there too. Looks at you and like rustles its nose.
I'll give him a little pat on the head and then chase after everyone.
Do you want to roll a hot check for it? For Patches?
Patches. A cuteness. I feel like for pets it should be a cuteness check.
Okay, yeah, that works.
17.
Cuteness check.
17 for my undead rat.
Now, Stirrups, why can't you be like that? I like that. He sounds like, meh.
Yeah.
Whatever. What noise does an armadillo make?
This is the sound for an armadillo now. It looks at you with droopy armadillo eyes.
Oh, I'm sorry, Sirix. I didn't mean that. I'm having a bit of an off day myself.
Man. Squeezes back into like your bag. Patches gets on Reiya's shoulder and just looks determined and cute, riding up on your shoulder.
Oh.
As you guys head back out into the street. As you get there, you see everyone is running. You see littering the street now are humanoid walking skeletons with yellowed white bones of dead tieflings. Mostly bone. Some still have remnants of flesh and tissue stuck upon them, and all harbor dark, soulless eyes. They each have a small blue glowing mark on the left side of their heads. They are moving about fairly quickly through the market, diving at pedestrians who are trying to escape. Market booths are being overturned, and doors are being slammed shut as these people try to escape in any way possible. There must be dozens of skeletons moving around as a nightmare unfolds on Realm Street.
I'm going to go ahead and go run at the door I was guarding, and I'm going to bust it open to make sure everyone inside is okay.
Okay, give me a strength check.
14.
Okay. You bump into the door, and it is unnaturally blocked. Like, you are bumped back by the door by some kind of, like, magic barrier that's been placed on this building. And you kind of, like, fall back a little bit, are able to catch yourself to some degree, but the door does not budge whatsoever. You see nearby a an older lady in the market who's trying to get away, but she's pretty slow. Too bad Riley didn't catch her to ask questions for directions. Is being attacked by a skeleton who's trying to like grapple her.
Okay, I'll go attack him. Try to pull her away.
Okay, so you move away from the door and you're going up to this skeleton. Do you want to make like an attack or a strength to get it off her? What would you like to do?
I'll make an attack.
Okay, go ahead.
Uh,
That misses. You see it humanly moves out of your attack and backs up away from your blow and looks at you, draws a blade towards you. Does anyone else want to make a action on the skeleton?
Yeah, I'll cast Vicious Mockery.
Okay.
You need some meat on those bones. You're not intimidating on the slightest, so gust of wind could blow you over.
Okay.
So he's got to make a wisdom saving throw.
Fails.
Okay.
So you see it grabs its head as if it's in like pain, and then says, "Fucking A, my head! What the fuck? I thought this wasn't supposed to hurt!"
Oh my god, it's Bix!
You see another skeleton just a bit further down, trying to get into one of the shops, turns and shouts, "Jerry, what the hell? No talking, remember?"
Hey, stranger number one, the one with all the gold.
Ven'hareth.
Would you like to make a bet? I have a feeling these things are being, like, remotely piloted.
Would it be a bet if it was obvious?
Good point. I was hoping it wasn't obvious to you. Anyway, the skeleton takes 4 psychic damage and has disadvantage on its next attack roll before the end of its next turn.
You see it definitely gets hurt by this, looks around to the other skeletons, looks at you guys. Shit, they know something's up now. Call the others over. We've got to kill these guys. You see the other skeleton rings a little bell that's on his hip, and from various spots within this attack on the marketplace, these skeletons appear. 3 more which meet with the one before you and the one that rang the bell. They shift forward to attack you. And that is where we'll end our session. Thank you all for listening to episode 1 of the Roll for Hotness podcast. If you like the show, go follow us on Twitter at Roll for Hotness. You can email the show at rollforhotnesspodcast@gmail.com. Both of those are with a numerical 4. You can also come join the show's Discord. That link is on Twitter or in the description of this episode on your podcast service. We also will be releasing a Patreon for the show very soon, which will include many different tiers to get bonus content, including an after show called Talking Undead, where we will discuss the episode and take listener questions. You can submit magic items for the players to find, or NPC names, ad-free episodes, merch drops, and much more. We've got a lot to give, and your support helps us keep making this show. So if you want to learn more about the Patreon release, join the Discord or follow us on Twitter to stay updated. If you want to see some of what we do outside of the show, you can follow Sami on Twitter at FairySami. That's FAERISAMI. They are an amazing artist who has worked on so much art for the show. They take commissions at times and just make so much fantastic content. You can follow Yuki on Twitter at YukiKiOnline. That's YUKIKI online. She's a variety Twitch streamer, so if you like video games, go check her streams out. You can follow Javi on Twitter at Vuskateer. That's VUSKETEER. That man is a social influencer and a great personality to keep up with. Ruffen's promotion this week is to check out the Picture This app on mobile. It's an app that lets you take a picture of a plant and it'll tell you what it is. Might keep you safe if you're listening to this while camping this summer. And if you want to check out some stuff I do, which includes making a lot of music for D&D, you can follow me on Twitter at Lucas_Quinn_. I take commissions for making custom music themes for custom characters and campaigns. So if you like the music on the show, come check out some more. As well, a big shout out to Eaton Perlin, who does the vocals on our parody intro, Super Sexy Skeletons. This man does some great singing bard type of songs, and you can go check out more of his stuff on YouTube by looking up Your Local Wandering Bard. But that's the end of this episode. We will be releasing new episodes bi-weekly, so the next one will be coming at you on July 28th. Stay tuned, hotties.